Girls here. Thanks for coming on today's episode. This week, like every week, I'll be talking about natural living and healthy tips that will get you to rethink how you live and what products or habits you can easily change to better your life. So let's get started. Hey, top of the morning to you urban wisdom fans. Well, it has been about 3 weeks since we've pulled the onions from the garden and laid them on our wagon to dry. Now, we let the sun dry them naturally, and then if it's going to rain, we just pull the wagon inside and then back out in the sunshine when the rain goes away. Now comes the fun part. However, dehydrating onions is not a job for the weak. Even after I give you a few tips to reduce the smell, in the end, it still stinks. Some batches are better than others, but if you make it out without crying, you are a stronger person than me. With that being said, if you have your tissue box, we are ready to begin. So the tips for reducing the potency while dehydrating onions are: tip 1 is to use yellow onions over white. Tip 2, don't cut a large number at one time. And tip 3, prepare the onions in a garage or a place that is well ventilated. Now, the list of items you're going to need is the dehydrator, sharp knife, chopping board, quart jar or another storage container, funnel, and of course your food items is an onion or onions. Now that you have all of your items and the onions, it's time to begin. First, dig your onions out of the garden or buy some from the store. Like I said, if you're doing it from the garden and you're laying them out to dry, you don't really have to wait for that part if you're just going to go right into dehydrating. If you're going to do long-term storage, you want to have your onions dry before putting them in your basement or somewhere, okay? Then you want to peel, slice, and chop the onions one at a time using a slap chopper or a knife. Once you have the desired amount of chopped onions, you would like to dehydrate, place them on the layers of your dehydrator until the trays are all filled or you run out of the onions. Now set the temperature to 135 degrees on your dehydrator. You can lower the temperature if you'd like, but your onions will be done in about 4 hours at this temperature. Place the dehydrator in a garage or porch to reduce the smell in the house. When your timer goes off, just check to see if the batch is finished. You will know when they feel rubbery but also dry. If they turn to dust, you have obviously left them in for too long. Or if you have not finished, leave them in for a little while longer. Excuse me. Now once they have finished, set up your jar with a funnel or another container of your choice. I can fill a 1 quart jar with a medium-sized dehydrator, which has 4 layers, just to give you an idea of how much storage you will need. Now, once your machine is turned off, remove the lid and take out the onions using your hands or another kitchen tool and fill your jar or jars. After the jar is filled and sealed, store your now dehydrated onions in a cupboard or a cool, dry place. Now that you have finished dehydrating, you are ready for winter. You can also use the onions as a gift to family or when you are short on time. I do that a ton. On the side note, if you want to make onion powder, you would merely dehydrate longer until the onions are that dried and crunchy. Like I said, if you kind of rub them together in your fingers and they start turning to dust, that's a perfect stage. You want to place them in a gallon bag at that point and use a rolling pin to roll over them until you have powder. That's it, friends. For more tips and recipes on natural and healthy living, stay tuned each week. Until then, stay free and safe. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Urban Wisdom and Natural Living. Tune in next week where I'll broadcast live every Monday morning at 8 a.m. If you miss it live, hold those tears and head on over to my blog, which is heatherarles.com. That's Heather, EARLES.com. There you can have 24/7 access or right here on iTunes. If you want to follow me on social media, you'll find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Have a healthy week.